of the way. And then we can take a peek at this right here. Look at that. It's crazy. It's like a floating rotor type style rotor where it's only grabbed on by these little pieces, so that's why it broke easily. And then this thing has a bit of a weird wobble. So I'm gonna be removing the caliper. And then once that's off, obviously the rotor is just gonna fall right out. And then this has 4 bolts on the back to remove. Oh, looks like I forgot to disconnect it, so that might be something to do really quick. And then we will remove this. I got the new wheel hub on, just bolting it on. It's literally just 4 bolts back here. Probably like the easiest thing to do because you don't have to press it or nothing. And it comes with like a sensor that connects back there. I'm guessing that's the speed sensor. Looks like the hub's on. I'm just gotta tighten this side and then put the new rotor on because that one's definitely not going back on. And the caliper and the wheel. And then we should be good for this side. Got the rotor and the wheel hub put on. Put the caliper on as well. Torqued them all down to spec, and it's all good. Now I can put the wheel on and actually move it around. Because before I couldn't, as you guys can tell. So here we are, some parts came in. I got the front bumper, OEM from Lexus. It's the FSport bumper, obviously, because my car's an FSport, because it has these like little cutouts for like little special pieces that go right there. And then over here we have the bottom part of the grille. It was kind of fine, but I figured it had like some scratches on it. I just replaced it. And then the inner fender liner for the right side of the car was tore up. You got the crash bar, like Toyota original piece. I wonder if it comes off of another car as well. And then the little foam absorber that goes there. We got the, I believe this is the FSport logo for the fender that's missing. And then this is the rubber that goes on top of the bumper for the hood. And then here is that little piece for the FSport that I'm talking about. Kind of like a little brake duct, fog-like cover type thing. So there's 2 of them in here. We got one of those, I think they're called frame end, like a little frame end piece. And then this right here is the trim that goes around the grill. So this is the bottom piece and this is the top piece. So all in all, 12 pieces of parts. And the fender seems to have survived on both sides, so we can repair those, paint this. I still need to buy the headlight, but at least I can start figuring out how to put the car together. So that's the one of the frame rail pieces that I bought. I already had that one. And then these kind of survived, which they also mount to this piece here, and then they mount to like the side of the frame rail. Then we could put the aluminum piece that I bought, that's, you know, OEM Toyota. Always nothing but the best, especially for a car this nice. I always want to run OEM parts. After a couple of minutes of wrestling with it, finally got it all on. That piece that I ordered right here should have not been missing. I guess I just forgot to put it back in the car. Everything is installed. It has like a weird piece of metal that kind of like goes to the side of the frame rail, and then this piece that's bolted straight to the frame rail, and then this aluminum piece just gets bolted everywhere. Like there's so many bolts for it on both sides. But now I finally got it on and it's looking pretty good. I started installing the fender. I had to adjust it quite a bit, and it was damaged in this corner and a little bit here. I'm guessing this probably happened when they removed it, so I had to bend it back, and that's what's caused that to happen. And then it looks like they decided to steal the FSport badge because that's missing. I still have to bolt it in the hood area, so that's why there's a bigger gap in between the fender, but it's getting close. You just have to do a lot of alignment when installing stuff back onto a car. And I have the bumper right here, as you guys know, OEM bumper. I don't want to be messing with none of that fake stuff. Here's the part number in case you guys are wondering. and I want to test fit them on. So the headlights, I have one, and this one is broken. As you can see here, don't mind the mess. That's a little bit of brake fluid from another project that we're doing, but you guys don't get to see that one until another video. So I'm just gonna put these headlights because the casing is fine. It's a little bit cracked, so is the lens, but I could probably still use it as a mock-up. But yeah, $300 difference between going eBay or going with all OEM parts. So I was like, I'll just spend the extra cash, get all the original parts, so I don't have to worry about fitment issues and the quality control issues. So this is gonna be pretty legit, trying to make it as nice and stock as possible. So I got the bumper absorber on. I literally just slipped it on and perfect. This is actually the first time I've ever had one just stay on by itself. But this is also the only new one I've ever bought because typically they survive. I did get the fender lined up. Look at that line, it's looking really good. And as well as on the door with the side skirt. It's all looking pretty good. So I'm excited about that we have the whole front end lining up pretty good now. And now I have more of an idea, you know, how the car's coming along. This side, I'm having a little bit of an issue because it is a little bit taller. So I'm guessing, you know, the gap is good. It's just taller than it should be. So might need to mess with the hood hinge a little bit to get that straightened out, but so far so good. So now I went through the process of test fitting the bumper, got the headlight test fitted. Just wanted to make sure it mounted all properly, and it's looking pretty good. It's even mounted semi-decent on the fender. Obviously the fender has a little bit of damage right there, so it's not going to sit 100% flush, but with the headlight it actually it's looking good. Fitment is not looking too bad. This headlight is completely destroyed, but I just wanted to throw it on there to test fit. You want that part of the bumper to line up with the hood on both sides. So it's doing pretty good. I might have pulled this side a little bit too much, so I'm thinking about pushing it back in and kind of like pulling it up because there's like a spot right there where it bolts to. So after waiting a couple days, the new headlight came in and it is looking mint, looking very nice. It has a little bit of a crack alongside the bottom, but so does the one that survived as well. It's not really a big of an issue because it's not visible, but I did seal it in. Got this light relatively cheaper, 300 bucks versus 1,000 at the dealer and 700 on some other eBay web stores. So for 300 bucks and 100 bucks shipped, it got here in 2 days. I have actually been messing around test fitting this headlight, and I got it to the perfect spot. You can see there, the bumper lines up with the fender, and then the headlight kind of goes into the bumper a little bit. That was probably one of the hardest parts to line up, and being able to line up the fender with the bumper, getting that perfect line. So if you look at it from up top, looks pretty good. Obviously it's not fully bolted in yet, just being test fit. So I'm going to be doing the same thing on the other side. That's why it's down with the new headlight. I did have the broken headlight in there, but I want to go ahead and test fit it with the actual good headlight so I can see all of the dimensions properly. Now that I got the fitment on both sides pretty good, obviously the bumper is not fully on yet, but the fitment is looking good on both sides. It's lining up with the headlight, and the headlights are on as well. The new headlight is on, so now they're not cracked. And I went to go test fit the grill as well, so I just went ahead and slapped it on, and it seems to be lining up with the hood also with the seal pretty nicely. So that's something that I wanted to kind of figure out because I wasn't too sure how I was going to fit, but front end is looking really nice. I'm going to be reusing the top piece of the grill, the bottom piece of the grill. I got new because there's a bit of a damage here on this little bit of a corner, so I wanted to make sure that the car looks like new, and then obviously the little chrome trim that goes around the grill is going to be replaced with some brand new stuff, as well as the rubber seal that's on top. But overall, I'm pretty happy with how the fitment is coming out. It started, the fender installed the bodywork that needed to be done. This fender didn't really have much, it just had some scratches, so I went ahead and masked it off. And then the hood had, you know, obviously this little area where that was bent up right there, so I went ahead and bodyworked that. You can still kind of see some of my work there. And then as well as this fender, we got bodywork right there and on this top section. So I added the first layer of coat the base coat and it's on. I also went ahead and masked off the inside of the cracks so that way nothing gets in there. And then the bumper is over here on this side with the first base coat as well, the first layer. I'm also blending so the hood is kind of like getting mixed in together so that when you see the parts on the car when it's painted, you won't see different colors. Same thing with the fender. The fender is obviously the original color in this area, so I'm going to leave it that way. This area unfortunately needed to be repaired, so I can't really blend it unless I paint it into the door. But I don't want to do that. I want to leave the original paint on the door. So we're only painting this little section here and blending in the rest, so that way when you see it from the side, the door looks to be the same color as the fender. And same thing on the other side. Finally got the last coats of clear all done on the car. It's looking shiny. It's looking pretty good, if I say so myself. Show you guys this side and then this side of the bumper, because in the middle it just picks the grill. So the only other part that gets painted is kind of like this bottom section of the bumper. It's gonna look super nice when it's done. Probably put it together tomorrow, let it dry overnight, and then within a week maybe we could give it a little polish, because there's some dust specks, which always happens, but if it lays down really nice with the gun first try, then I don't have to worry about it too much. So that's gonna be it for now, and see you guys in the morning. So here we have the front bumper all painted up, looking nice. I have the grill that originally came on the car and the rest of the bumper. I'm gonna be putting the bumper together, so that's why I brought the old one, because it has like a bunch of like extra parts on the inside, which I guess make it more rigid. So imagine not having the original bumper and having to buy all those little individual pieces. Would have been very expensive, especially this emblem right here. $400 emblem. I'm guessing it's because it has the monitoring, like a sensor inside of it. So that's probably why it's $400. This is probably what activates the braking. In case you get too close to a car or something, or a pedestrian, it'll trigger and hit the brakes for you. The little chrome trims that go around, there's one piece that goes all the way to the top and to there. That piece alone was like $150 pretty much. And then there's a bottom piece that goes from here and covers up this section, which is about another $180. So you're looking at over $300 for just a little chrome piece. Plus the center grill, like the grills, that's already what, like $600, and then the emblem is $400. That's $1,000 in just grills. Not to mention you still have to buy the bumper, which is about $350. This little piece is probably like $20, so that's kind of cheap. The little vent covers here for the F-Sport are $80 a piece, my cost, so they're probably like $120 to the public. And then you have each one of these like Nike swoosh DRLs. They cost $400 my price, so they might be even more expensive, like $500 maybe. So just in the bumper, you're probably looking at like $2,000 easily. And how much cost? And that doesn't include paint. Like you still have to pay someone to paint it. So this bumper is not cheap, but it is very, very gorgeous. So there is, it's kind of more like a gunmetal, but I call it a chrome piece. It's like a dark chrome, which actually looks really, really good. So I gotta go ahead and slap that on there properly. I believe that piece goes first and then the bottom piece goes after, because it has like a little bolt spot down here. Oh, that was still loose. So I'm gonna go ahead and clip this in and then pull out the bottom piece that's right here. I think this is my favorite part when I'm putting the parts together after they've been painting and everything is like pretty much new and clean. It's just such a satisfying feeling. And then this grill piece, when bolted, all behind, it's all bolted together. So this piece is like a major structural part of the bumper as well. So one of the biggest factors of noticing the difference between the F-Sport model and the base model is the grille is definitely completely different, because the grille is more like a cross hatching instead of straight lines. Is this part here that's like a brake duct. If you look at the back, it has like a little duct. If it wasn't an F-Sport model, these little clips or like holes here wouldn't be here, and it'd just be like one single plastic piece that covers there, instead of like this big old massive piece that even like covers part of the bottom section right here of the bumper. It just makes it look a lot more aggressive. I'm gonna go ahead and sand the hood down and the fenders and polish them today before I will go ahead and put the whole front end together. Got the bumper put together last night, so I want to make sure that I don't buff it with the, you know, the new front end on, because then it'll get all the like the buffing dust all on it. So I want to do it now, so it'll be clean when I go to install the front bumper and headlights. So here we are, YouTube. The Lexus IS350 FSport is complete, sort of. I do need to button up a little things here and there. Like this bumper, it likes to pop out for some reason, so I need to get the new clip for that and just adjust it a little bit. But other than that, look at it. It's looking amazing. First time driving it. I drove it for like an hour to the other side of, you know, Arizona, pretty much all the way to the east side of it. It was about an hour drive, going like 80 the whole way like everybody else is, and no issues whatsoever. Car drove perfectly fine. I do need to get an alignment. The alignment is a little bit off. The steering wheel just tilted a little bit, so that's just something I can easily adjust. But overall, let me just show you guys the car, how it looks. Obviously you guys have seen the bumper before, then the headlights on it. As I was putting it at night, couldn't really record too much, but the color match came out pretty good. Get out of the way, and obviously I only painted the fender, and then it goes into the door, and it's pretty good. I do think that the flake on this is a little bit different, the metallic flake. So when I blended the fender, I blended up to like here to leave like the original paint in this section, so that when you see the door, it looks the same. So it's looking good. Car is looking nice and clean. Everything is working. It smells good, and we got to enjoy it this weekend. Got to drive it around. Looks like we have waters everywhere. Everybody had waters. We had like a full car. I put the mats backwards so we don't get them dirty. But overall, you know, interior is looking amazing, nice and clean. It's such a comfortable car to drive. It's fast, but with the 8-speed transmission, like, you don't feel it. Like, it's just nice, comfortable cruiser. Here's the backside. Obviously, you guys have seen the backside before. It's looking pretty good. And then we have this side, which also came out pretty good. Got the fix to the bumper right there. You see how it's like popping out. I got another rim to replace that one because the one that we had was missing a chunk out of it. The color from the hood to the fenders looking pretty good too. I did give it, you know, the polish, the bumper to the hood lined up really well. You can see the little rubber gasket there. There's like a big gap from the hood to the headlight, but I'm guessing that's normal since everything else is lining up. You can see how the fender's lining up, headlights lining up properly, everything's good. So I'm guessing that's just part of the design, how they did it. Might need to look at another one. I do have some like little rubber pieces, kind of like the one for the hood seal, that I could probably put there on the hood just so it makes it look a little bit cleaner. But other than that, car is working great. I do need to reset a lot of the sensors that aren't working, like the pre-collision system, the lane assist, and other things like that. But overall, the car's done. I'd say probably about a 90%. All the other stuff is just me messing with the computer, taking it out to my guys to reset everything and the alignment. But I'm driving it. It's my daily right now, and working on a little project for the Fiesta earlier. That's why that's back there. But for now, I'm gonna enjoy it as much as I can because, you know, this car makes you feel fancy. So that was it for the video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video of me bringing this Lexus back to life. Obviously, it wasn't that damaged. No airbags were deployed. Just pretty much needed the whole bumper, hood, and both fenders are the originals. One of the headlights is original, and one of the little Nike swooshes is original. So I had to buy a headlight and one of these little DRLs. The VIN numbers are on the hood and the fenders, so damage was very minimal. The body was pretty straight. It was just trying to make it look pretty again, and now I get to enjoy this 2017 Lexus IS350 FSport, which I'm told there's very few of them in existence here in AZ, specifically from the dealer where this one was bought. When I gave them the VIN number for parts, they said that they're rare, that they don't get them that often, so that was cool to see, or cool to hear. So as always, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. You have a great day.
Abrázame toda la noche, no nos queda mucho tiempo más. No quiero perder lo que queda. Seguimos siempre la pasión y confiamos solo en el amor. Yeah. No quiero perder lo que queda. Y más allá. A través de la gran oscuridad, hasta que me convierta en